Welcome back to Grammar Grade 10. This is Unit 5, Lesson 39, and today we're working on one of the quietest, most useful writing skills there is, keeping your tenses compatible. Every verb you write puts an action somewhere in time, past, present, or future. When those times line up with what actually happened, your reader glides through the sentence. When they don't, the reader stumbles. Let's learn how to keep the clock straight. Start with the basics. A verb's tense is the part that says when the action happens, past, present, or future. That's its whole job. Now, here's the idea behind today's lesson. The tenses inside one sentence have to match what really happened in time. If two actions happen together, the tenses should show that. If one happened before the other, the tenses should show that instead. So the rule we're building toward is simple. Shift tense only when the time really changes, never by accident. Here's the first half of the rule. When two or more events happen at the same time, keep them in the same tense. Look at the broken version. She opened the door and walks in. Opened is past. Walks is present. But she didn't walk in on some other day. She walked in right then, in the very same instant. That's a needless shift, and it jolts the reader. Now the fixed version. She opened the door and walked in. Opened, walked. Both verbs sit in the past, and the reader stays inside one smooth moment. So the first thing to remember is this. Never change tense for no reason. Now the other half, because sometimes you must shift. When one event genuinely happened before another, the tenses have to show that order. Take the flat version. I knew that he left already. Knew and left are both plain past, so they sound like one instant, as if the knowing and the leaving happened together. But that isn't the meaning. He was gone before I knew it. So we shift. I knew that he had left already. That little had is doing real work. Had left is the earlier action, the one finished first. This is the past perfect, and its whole job is to mark the event that came first. Sentences with a subordinate clause are where this trips people up most. Listen to the broken one. When the bell rang, we are packing our bags. The clause verb rang sits in the past. The main verb, are packing, sits in the present. Those two clash, and the sentence pulls apart. Now the repair. When the bell rang, we were packing our bags. Rang, were packing. Both sit comfortably in the past, and the times line up. So carry this with you. The main verb sets the time, and the verb in the clause has to make sense with it. This rule doesn't stop at the sentence. It runs through a whole paragraph. Keep a narrative in one tense unless the meaning truly requires a change. Here's the drift. The crowd roared. The runner sprints ahead. Roared is past, sprints is present, and nothing in the story explains the jump. The reader feels it, even if they can't name it. Fixed. The crowd roared. The runner sprinted ahead. One steady tense, holding all the way through, so the reader never trips. Watch for this in your own writing, because drifting tense is the most common slip of all. It usually happens when you get excited and the story starts feeling like it's happening right now. Let's turn all of that into a check you can actually run. Step 1. Find every verb in the sentence. Every single one, not just the first. Step 2. Ask when each action happens. Is this one earlier, later, or right alongside the other? Step 3. Make the tenses reflect that answer. Same time, same tense. And if the times are genuinely different, then shift. And let the shift show the true sequence, usually with the past perfect for whatever came first. Find the verbs, ask when, then fix the tense. Ready to practice? In this first set, I'll read you a sentence. Decide whether the tense shift in it is a needless slip or a real shift that correctly shows one event happening before another. Pause the video and choose before I reveal each answer. The chef chopped the herbs and adds them to the pot. Find the verbs. Chopped, past, and adds, present. Now ask when. He didn't add the herbs on some later day. He added them right then, in the same stretch of cooking. Same time means same tense, so this is a needless shift. It should read, chopped the herbs and added them to the pot. She realized that she had forgotten her passport. The verbs are realized and had forgotten. Ask when. Did she forget and realize at the same instant? No, the forgetting came first and the realizing came after. The past perfect, had forgotten, marks the earlier event exactly the way it should. So this sentence is correct as written. We watched the storm roll in and hear the thunder. Verbs: watched, past, and hear, present. When did the hearing happen? During the same storm, in the very same moment as the watching. There's no earlier or later here, so the tenses must match. That makes this a needless shift. It should be, watched the storm roll in and heard the thunder. Now I'll give you a sentence with one verb missing and two forms to choose from. Ask when the action happens and pick the form whose tense fits the rest of the sentence. Pause and decide before I answer. By the time we arrived, the concert blank. Ask when. The phrase by the time tells you the concert was over before we got there. One event clearly precedes the other. Plain past, ended, would make both sound simultaneous, so we need the past perfect. The answer is had ended. He picked up the phone and blank hello. Picked up is past, and the greeting happens in that very same breath. There's no gap in time at all. Same moment, same tense. So the answer is said. The train leaves at 6, so we blank early. Careful here. This one isn't a past tense sentence at all. Leaves is present, describing something that's true right now. Arrived would drag us backward for no reason. Consistency works in the present just as much as in the past, so the answer is arrive. Let's gather it all up. When two events happen at the same time, they take the same tense. She opened the door and walked in, not walks in. Shift tense only to show a real change in time. I knew that he had left already, where the past perfect marks the event that came first. In a sentence with a clause, the verb in that clause has to make sense with the main verb. And across a whole story, keep one tense unless the meaning truly demands a change. Find every verb, ask when, and let the tenses tell the truth about time. I'll see you in the next lesson.